Hello YouTube, my name is Myles Anderson. I'm a professional joke explainer, and today I'll be explaining some comedy by Steven Crowder, one of the best stand-up comedians working today.
TeaCon Midwest, how you doing? Are you guys ready to party? Obama in 012?
So, going in with really high energy, immediately addressing the crowd. You guys ready to party? And then I think he says Obama in 012, which is getting into politics immediately. But a lot of the best comedians in the world, when they walk out on stage, they'll say something like, how are you guys doing tonight? Or do you guys smoke weed? Or are you guys drinking tonight? And it automatically gets a really big response from the crowd. So all the best comedians do this, and Steven Crowder is definitely one of the best comedians.
That's racist.
So obviously this is a conservative audience. They didn't like the thought of Barack Obama being elected president. And so Steven Crowder is jokingly calling them racist.
Man, we got a good group. Glad to be here. Do we have anyone here who's served in the United States military?
He's got kind of classic blue polo shirt and pants, kind of going for like kind of a frat boy look.
Terry, anyone here by round of applause? Yeah, give them a round of applause. Let them know you appreciate it.
Yeah, see another round. And they're, like I said, drinking tonight. You guys smoke weed. Round of applause for the troops. A lot of the best comedians will always say something like this, just to let the audience know that they're all on the same page.
Army, Air Force, Navy corpsman. We got a corpsman here? Good. Hello, corpsman. Guten Tag, corpsman. That's how you say it in Austrian. So, glad to be here.
I guess Navy corpsmen speak German.
Folks, I gotta tell you, really, the only reason I'm here is because recently a job application of mine was declined by Acorn. So, to be fair, I did show up to the job interview dressed as a prostitute. Didn't have a problem with the hooker thing. They were just looking to go younger. So,
I don't know what Acorn is, but this is very funny.
So I drove here, which is great. Last time I came to Chicago, I took the Greyhound bus. And I don't want to say, if you take the Greyhound bus, you're ugly, but if you're ugly, you take the Greyhound bus.
He's making fun of the people that take the Greyhound bus are ugly. There's always a kernel of truth in comedy. A lot of people in America that take the Greyhound don't make a lot of money, and so they might not be able to afford things like proper health care or dental care, and so they'll often be on the bus. Not looking so good, so funny observation by Steven Crowder here.
So I drove here. Notice a really disturbing trend in cars nowadays. I don't know if you folks have seen these dream catchers. Is this thing working? Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Is this thing on? Like classic stand-up comedy. Love it.
Sure, you got my back. Appreciate it, Mr. Corpsman. Marine Corps. Oh, come on, it's all the same in Austrian. Notice a disturbing trend. Dream catchers hanging from rear view mirrors in cars. You guys seen this? It's a Native American Indian contraption. Consists of wooden hoops and feathers. Supposed to help you sleep soundly. Why the heck would you need a dream catcher in your car? I mean, it's one thing to fall asleep at the wheel, but to plan on it? That's selfish.
Great funny voice there. With the observation that, so the joke is that if someone has a dream catcher in their car, it's almost like they're planning to fall asleep in their car, which of course is a terrible thing to happen. And then he says the punchline with his little high voice that he does. A master.
Not to mention, I don't care if you do have a dream catcher in your car, okay? If you fall asleep at the wheel with over 800 pounds of steel glass and gasoline behind you, it's gonna be a bad dream. No one wakes up from that refreshed. Of course, I did grow up in Canada. Thanks. Now I live in New York. Sorry. Thank you, sir. Now
I don't know anything about Canada.
I live in New York City. One day decided I was going to go to New York and make it as a comic. Nothing but the microphone in my hand, apparently. But, I said, I'm going to go to New York, make it as a comic with a shirt on my back, 3 clean pairs of underwear. 2, actually, after I went through Spanish Harlem. I bumped into a guy there, he got mad. He's like, oh, hey, man. Oh, do you think you are, okay? Oh, I know your kind. I know how your people treat my people. I'm like, whoa, man, I'm from Canada. We don't even have your people, okay?
I don't know what accent that was supposed to be. Maybe it was like an ancient Egyptian, or maybe like a Phoenician or one of these ancient civilized. I've never heard an accent like that before. I think maybe that was the joke, that he was doing an accent from peoples that are no longer on the earth. But I don't know. Maybe that was the joke. Very funny stuff either way.
Because you guys got some thugs here in the States, right? I know, I watch MTV. The worst part is, though, I don't know if you've noticed this trend in these rap videos, these gangsters all wear earrings. But that's not intimidating. Okay? Like, yeah, dog, what's going on, bro? I gotta tell you, I like your earrings. Oh my gosh, they're 14 karat, they were super expensive.
Okay, so the joke here is that when African Americans people speak, they often have a different affectation to their speech than Caucasians, and also gay people sound different from white people as well. So that's sort of the crux of that joke there. Very good stuff, funny stuff.
But I just had to splurge, right? They match perfect with my clock. Of course, I grew up in a high school which was largely Middle Eastern, so you'd get these Middle Eastern wannabe thugs.
Oh, here comes the Middle Eastern accent. I'm very excited.
You're nice people, but you can't pull off the thug look. Like, oh, you know what? I am going to mess you up hardcore.
Okay, so this is a great misdirect. Because when he said Middle Eastern, I tend to think of countries like Saudi Arabia and Iran and Iraq. But he immediately launches into an Indian accent instead. So great sort of bait and switch with the accents. He's already done 4 accents in the last 90 seconds. So it shows how impressive his accent chops are. One of the best comedians for sure.
Hey, check out the German white boy. I want my nut on the left side. Yes, that's the crib side. They're cruising down the street for chicks like. Yeah, it's gonna get a comment at Media Matters.
I don't know what Media Matters is, but the crowd does, and they love it. Big applause break coming up here. And then, of course, he did an impression of Middle Eastern music. Again, a bait and switch. I don't think I've heard Middle Eastern music sound like that. It kind of sounded like he was, trying to log into dial-up internet or something like that. But maybe, again, that was the joke. Again, this guy's functioning on a different level of comedy than I even have trouble keeping up with. So funny.
Oh man, we got some candidates in the race going on now. We got Mitt Romney. Big Romney fans here? I'm not him.
Well, they don't like Mitt Romney.
I know, a lot of people give Mitt Romney a lot of flack. He flip-flopped on a few things and more recently attacked a lot of conservatives for calling Social Security a Ponzi scheme. But we have guys like that in Canada over there. We just call them liberals. So,
Okay, so the joke is that Mitt Romney is not conservative enough, even though he's a part of the Republican Party. So the joke there is that if you're in the Republican Party, you should cohesively be very far right, because if you're not, you're the enemy, which is super funny stuff.
Whoa. Herman Cain. There you go.
Big Herman Cain fan. Herman Cain was one of the funniest stand-up comics in America. Tragically, he died a few years ago, so this is kind of sad to bring that up, but if you guys love good comedy, just look up Herman Cain, watch a couple of his stand-up shows. The guy was absolutely hilarious, and the stand-up comedy scene has really suffered quite a lot since he's been gone. It's unfortunate.
Like the guy.
Crowd remembers him. They love him.
But more importantly, it's tough not to respect a guy who's that successful in every aspect of his life. You're talking financially, his business, his political career, his relationships. Folks, I hear that he's got a smoking hot Chilean model at home. Apparently she's a 9, so yeah.
Okay, so if you guys were paying close attention to the political race in the 2012, I think it was, Herman Cain had a famous stand-up comedy routine where he would talk about 9% taxes times 3, I think. And so the joke here is that he has a hot wife at home, and out of 10, she, of course, would be a 9. Because Herman Cain loves 9. Super good stuff from Steven Crowder here. One of the best.
That's an inside joke. That's good.
Big applause break from the crowd.
I think he's the only candidate we can run. I think statistically he's the only one we can run because, you know, once you go black, or even half black.
So he's making another dig at Obama.
Is he here? Is he laughing if he's here? Is he back there? Dear God, I hope the possible future president of the United States is laughing. Otherwise, as soon as he gets into office, screw my 999 Chilean model, I want that boy audited. I don't know why Herman Cain sounds like Morgan Freeman.
Oh, so that wasn't okay. I was thinking, I don't know who this is, but he made sure that we knew that it was Herman Cain. Sometimes if a comedian does a voice that doesn't really make any sense, it's good to just kind of tell everyone what they were. And he acknowledges that his Herman Cain voice was not very good. So he tried an impression, it wasn't good, and then he explained that it wasn't good. And that's sort of the joke.
I got Vice President Andy Dufresne.
Shawshank Redemption reference, very good movie, very funny movie.
They like Obama, they like this guy. I don't want to say the media has a torrid love affair with Barack Obama, or even that Brian Williams wants to be his girlfriend, but... Okay,
so obviously, the news anchor Brian Williams, who was on TV a lot during this era, he is a man, Barack Obama is a man, so he couldn't be Obama's girlfriend. So the joke there is that it would just be insane if two men were together romantically, which is super funny.
I mean, you had to name this guy the sexiest man in America, Barack Obama, by People magazine. Really? The sexiest man in America? Look, you give that to Hugh Jackman, not the guy who looks like the photo negative of Alfred E. Newman, okay?
The photo negative. So he's making fun of the fact that Barack Obama is a black man. Great stuff.
Come on, he can get AM radio on those things, all right? That's why he hates Rush and Beck. He can't tune them out, okay? But celebrities, they do. They love Barack Obama. I saw recently he had Janine Garofalo on with Joy Behar.
I don't know who Joy Behar or Janine Garofalo are, but I assume they must be very evil people because the crowd here hates them.
Janine Garofalo, why is she still around? She looks like the Octomom minus the charm.
So he talked about how the Greyhound people on the Greyhound bus were ugly, and now he's saying that Janine Garofalo is ugly. So I think he's kind of going for like a kind of a funny asshole character here. Great stuff.
Behar, listen. Okay. I mean, I don't want to say, listen, okay, I understand that people can disagree with us, and they're not necessarily dumb, they're just misguided, but Joy Behar is so mind-numbingly stupid. that you could be sitting across from her, talking with her, and not even having the same conversation.
So a lot of this joke depends on if you know who Joy Behar is or not. It can be kind of a risk to craft a joke around a specific person. You really have to hope that the crowd knows who this person is, and that they stay relevant for years. I don't know who she is, unfortunately, so I don't really appreciate how great this bit is, but I'm sure he'll move on.
Well, Miss Behar, I think this debt is getting out of control. I don't think that we should be passing it down to our children. I know! Like my ex-husband never used to wash his feet!
I guess that's what she sounds like.
No, I mean, I'm just saying that, we're passing a debt down onto our children that they can... I know! I love blueberry pancakes! Right? Should you seek counseling? We had the CNN Tea Party coverage. I remember that when the first time it happened. Remember that lady reporter? She was talking back to Anderson Cooper. She's at the Tea Party. She's like, Anderson, I'm here at the first Tea Party gathering, but I don't really think this is family viewing. Like a guy with his kid on his shoulders behind her. She's like, this is getting out of control! He's like, miss, we're just here to protest higher taxes. Like, I know that's humanity! Anderson, back to you so you can tell more vulgar teabagging jokes. But she lied.
So applause break there. Obviously, this is a very politically charged crowd here. He's talking about a reporter going to report on a Tea Party event. Again, I don't remember this happening. Clearly, Steven Crowder watches CNN a lot because he's able to draw on this thing that happened that I didn't see, unfortunately. Again, Steven Crowder is sort of playing to his fan base and his audience, and I unfortunately haven't been able to keep up with this guy because I watch so many other great comedians. But the joke is that I guess CNN was afraid of being at a Tea Party rally for some reason, and that they were exaggerating their response there. So super funny.
He likes,
Big applause break from the crowd. They love it.
Anderson.
One of the best for sure. Takes a little sip of water.
Anderson, next stop, Chaz Bono. That's kind of the... No, stop it. You know the scale.
I don't know who Chaz Bono is either, but I bet it's
Bill Maher,
a funny joke.
Reason was on there.
Bill Maher, I do know. Bill Maher is one of the best comedians.
Bill Maher talking about the Tea Party. I remember he goes, what I don't understand is why these teabaggers are so angry.
Great Bill Maher impression. He sounds just like that.
His dainty little hands makes him funnier, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, really, Bill? You just dismissed an entire group of people as nothing more than a vulgar sexual innuendo, and you wonder why they're upset? That'd be like Robert Byrd tossing on his hood outside a 60s civil rights protest, yelling, what's eating the blacks?
So he's comparing Tea Party protesters to black people during the civil rights movement, which is obviously super funny because they're not anything alike.
Too soon? Is that? I don't think the rules apply to a Klansman. I don't know. Oh man, I do know the Tea Party. I gotta say, I was there for the first Tea Parties. Do we have any people here who have helped organize them? Over the round of applause, folks. Give them a round of applause. That's amazing what they do.
Again, great comedian. Just sometimes you just ask for people to give you a round of applause, and they'll do it. Which is a great way of getting an applause break when you do stand-up comedy. And he knows this. That's why he's one of the best.
You are the only group of protesters who leave a place actually cleaner than you found it. Yeah. I once was at a tea party where there was some mild trash left over, and the members were actually walking around picking it up with pokey sticks. And MSNBC is like, they're trying to stab African Americans with pokey sticks! Worst person in the world. Oh, and Rachel Maddow just comes on like, I agree with you, Keith. Yeah. Sorry, I don't like getting my news from a lady who sounds like Seth Rogen. Okay, it doesn't work.
So I don't know who Rachel Maddow is. Again, he's mentioned a lot of people that I don't know in this comedy special. Again, he has a very specific fan base that he's playing to, which I totally understand. I am doing the same thing. But you know, all the best to this guy. Again, he's still, you can hear by the crowd that he's doing really well.
Certainly a lot better than that Wall Street protest we have going on right now. Yeah. You seen this group of hipsters down there on Wall Street? They were really excited that Radiohead was coming down to play for them, and Radiohead showed up. They just went in to check their portfolios. So, I actually saw an interview on CNN. The guy goes, well, listen, you know, we're gonna have a meeting here, Brett, and then we're gonna determine what our official message is. Yeah, okay, I can take a guess. You hate Wall Street, but you love weed, right?
Oh, you love
Did we lose? Did we?
I hate the banks!
I can't, oh, there we go. You hate the banks, okay. No withdrawals for you. Yeah, the Wall Street, yeah.
Unfortunate that mic technology at this era was not as good as it is now.
All these guys, you know what I'm talking about, when you go to college, they're part of the marijuana party, but they don't really.
And okay, so that was part one of Steven Crowder at TeaCon Midwest. I guess we'll take a look at part two some other time. You know, super funny comedian. It was super great watching that and just seeing how a real craftsman goes about doing stand-up comedy. If you guys liked this video and you'd like to see more jokes explained, please like and subscribe to the channel. There will be a lot more here in the future. Thanks so much. I've been Myles Anderson. See you next time.